This is our way, this is Local 769's way of saying thank you to our membership on an annual basis. We hold this picnic, we have you come out, and we hope that we entertain you, we hope you have a good time. But we also do it on this day for a very specific reason. We do it the Saturday prior to election every year, because this is our major part of our Get Out the Vote efforts. How many of you have already voted? Fantastic. Fantastic. That's great. For the rest of you who haven't voted, there's still time to early vote. Still time to get out there and vote. So get out there and make your voices heard. Make sure you vote. Okay? How many of you have received your ballots for the IBT election? And how many of you have voted there? Okay. If you haven't voted yet, you need to do that too. You need to do it real soon. It's important. I'm here to introduce a very good friend of ours. She's been in Washington, D.C. doing our work, doing the good work for Teamsters and for the people of this district. And, you know, we want to send her back. But we want to send her back with friends. We want to send her back with Hillary. We want to send her back with Patrick Murphy. We want to send her back with a team that can do some good in this country. I want to welcome and introduce to you our representative, Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you to Josh, and thank you to Local 769. You guys are amazing. It is always incredible to have you out here. Welcome to Florida's 23rd Congressional District. Thank you so much for your support for me, for helping me get through my Democratic primary, and really being able to have a momentum, a head of steam coming into the general election so that we can make sure that we continue the progress we've been able to make under Barack Obama. We've got to keep moving forward. We know how important that is. And so I'm so glad to see how many of you have already voted. We've got 2 days left of early voting, 3 days left till Election Day, and we cannot take our foot off the gas here, my friends. It is so important that we elect Hillary Clinton President of the United States, not just because she'd be the first woman, not just because she's the most qualified candidate to ever seek the office of president. That's even according to Barack Obama himself, who is the president now. And so for him to say that, especially given that they ran against each other, if you remember, that is an incredibly important notation that people need to know all across this community and all across this country. Because what we can't do is we can't elect a president that is going to take us backward. We can't elect a president who is going to undermine the rights of the brothers and sisters of the labor movement, of workers, of working families. And we know what we'd get on the other side. I'm in Washington, D.C. week in and week out, and I will tell you that these people on the other side of the aisle, as much as I'm a believer in working together and making sure that we can work together as much as possible, these are not our friends when it comes to the issues important to working families, when it comes to making sure that you have a decent wage, starting with the minimum wage. Because who in God's name can be expected to be able to sustain their families on $7 and change an hour as a federal minimum wage, working a 40-hour work week? If you still have to be on federal assistance because you're not earning a minimum wage, that is unconscionable. That is not American. That's not who we want to be as Americans. And we've got to make sure that we increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour so that everybody who works a 40-hour work week has an opportunity to reach the middle class. You all have union contracts, and you know what it's like to have the ability to negotiate a living wage, the ability to negotiate good benefits, the ability to have a retirement safety net that is going to sustain you through your retirement years. That's confidence, that's security that we cannot trade away, that we cannot vote away, that we cannot elect or allow the most bigoted, misogynistic, racist, intemperate, unacceptable, repulsive candidate for president that any party has ever put forward anywhere near the White House. We are crazy if we allow that to happen. So we have to vote like our lives depend on it, like union lives depend on it, because, my friends, they do. You know, we live in a right-to-work state. And, you know, we have to deal with the challenges of being in a right-to-work state. What we don't need to do is elect a president who would have a legislative agenda and allow Republicans in Washington to unwind every single thing we've fought for working families. That's not going to happen on my watch. It won't happen on Hillary Clinton's watch. And we're going to make sure that we continue to turn out the vote. We have to knock on doors till our knuckles bleed. You have guys out here who have gone to all of your job sites, to your local union sites, getting the vote out, making sure people early vote, and then we want to see lines wrapped around the precinct polling places on Tuesday. Because there are people that think that Florida is not going to turn out like we did for Barack Obama. We're going to prove them wrong, right? Absolutely. Well, on to victory, not just for Democrats, not just for Hillary Clinton, but for the working men and women of this country who I know will continue to be uplifted when we elect Hillary Clinton President of the United States and Patrick Murphy to the United States Senate, so we win the majority and we can get more things done for the middle class and working families in this country. Thank you so much.